The victor will always be the judge, and the vanquished be the accused, is a quote around which history is taught through the lens of, especially in the United States. Because we are living in a country that was discovered and sought after by European conquerors such as Columbus, Serra, and Cortez, we as a nation choose to be blind to the destruction, dehumanization, and disregard for nature that these conquerors brought to the land of the indigenous people. Their role in discovering and conquering the Americas through violence and dominance is celebrated as seen by the statues above. Keeping the statues of these conquerors serves as a grim reminder to the indigenous people that this country admires the people that brought about the genocide of their people and the suppression of their way of life. Before European invasion, the indigenous people of the Americas had thrived for thousands of years, and this is because they had a strong understanding and respect of their environment. This is apparent when looking at Incan views of nature. According to De la Vega, who wrote The Incas, the Colas people believed that the sacred lake Titicaca was sacred as their ancestors emerged from the lake. De la Vega goes on to say that the Incas considered fishing to be morally wrong as they viewed fish as their brother, their equal. This shows that the Incan peoples respect an equal relationship they had with their surroundings. Another example of an equal partnership of the people and their environment detailed in the origin story Popova is between the Mayans and maize. Corn was such an important staple in their life. It was used not only as nourishment, but also as flour, material for baskets, fuel, and medicine. Because of its utility, the Mayans did not feel entitled to it. On the contrary, they respected it and it had religious significance. The Popova states that human beings themselves were made from different types of corn, which shows their importance in the culture and their way of life. Both these examples illustrate the deep connection and partnership indigenous people had with their natural surroundings. This, however, completely contrasts the Eurocentric view of nature, and this is seen very clearly through the perspectives of the European colonizers' attitudes and views of the New World. One example of this is Christopher Columbus. When Columbus arrived to the New World and described the flora and fauna of the land of what is now known today as Hispaniola, he saw the vegetation and animals there as novel and beautiful, which he then took to mean very useful and very good, according to Derby in Nature in the New World. He, like many conquerors, had no real interest in the animals, and he spoke of the natives with superior and even scornful tone, and not showing respect or even attempting a mutual understanding with the nature and the people in the New World. He saw it only as a means to an end and a way to exploit and gain resources. As Gerby summarizes, his attitude to nature was tied to his own political ambitions and the wealth that he could bring to his own country. Like Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, another European conqueror and navigator, treated the natives as inferior and saw them only as tools for financial gain, as not as equal individuals or partners. He even financed his expedition by the enslavement of the indigenous people. Here, we see two very different viewpoints on the assets of this land. One culture saw it as something sacred and to be respected. The other saw it merely as a gold mine and something to be exploited. We cannot change the past, but by taking down the statues of these conquerors, we are recognizing the dehumanization and destruction of the land and people is not something to celebrate, but rather something to address and move forward from.